All right, so quickly, today is Sunday, second day. The intercooler is mounted on the front of the car. It fits very nicely, the 300 by 600. I'm very surprised. Yeah, I've notched. Just bend these brackets a little in to keep these pipes in closer. Now usually when I make boost pipes, this will be all one piece aluminium, you know, apple pies or elbows and nicely welded up, blah blah. But this is my car, I don't have much time on my hand, so I'm going cheap on labor. And because we ordered a lot of this silicone kind of elbows, which was kind of wrong size for what we needed, I found a use for them. And I'm exactly the same to other sides. So yes, I went cheap. Yeah, and I'm sorry. Nah, not really, because again, no time. Let me show you how it looks like inside. Inside, yes, it's one piece from here to there, and one piece from here to there with the recycled elbow, and 290 degrees on that side, which again, very quickly, very simply. But everything fits nicely, nothing rubs, nothing is in contact with anything. Happy with that. Quite simple, but precise. Inside, could have done maybe a better job. Obviously, you've seen the inside, and I need to insulate it, blah blah. Put the carpet back on, make everything nice, and make a couple of brackets. Besides that, you see this pipe on the top. Obviously, the one on the back has to be connected with the throttle body, but because the throttle body is not connected with the plenum, don't have the correct position, I'm gonna wait till it's done later, because trying to do it kind of roughly in place and never works. So I need to be patient. And, you know, tomorrow I should have a flange for the throttle body. I'm gonna machine it, put it on, and then finish that. The remaining boost pipe. The one on the top, this one here, it kind of goes up and down and there. I'm not sure if I like it too much, but the priority was to keep these two pipes parallel and on top of each other, you see. But also you can see they are not in the middle. They are more towards the passenger side. So the idea on this one here was that I may actually run this, kind of cut it from here and start going an angle, so it will go roughly parallel with this. It will look nicer and neater, you know, just go straight across here. But that will bring me the need of about more than 3.5 at least, because you got silicone joiners, 3.5 inch space here. And as you can see, the seat is already there, and bear in mind that seat is further away from these pipes. This seat is already close here. I'm not sure if I have that space. So I opted to be kind of safer and more practical. And also, if this was here and actually fitted with the seat, I may have a trouble to reach the harness release or so. I don't know. It's just, this seems more practical. Doesn't look as good as I wanted it, but once the engine cover is here, it'll be all right. Won't be too bad. Now, exhaust is done, almost. Still need to put the hanger here, one there. Usually I put one from the top here, but I chopped it on this car, don't have it, so two will do. I still have to see what I'm gonna do with the tailpipe, because on the VR6 we got a 4-inch and it sounds good. This is actually 3-inch expanded to 4, and I like the exhaust note. It's not raspy at all, it's nice and deep, kind of megaphone effect with the 3 to 4-inch expanding. We may do it as well on this. I got about 2 inches space here to make it look exactly the same as that one, so I can actually cut this here, start expanding, have a 4-inch to here. I don't know, doesn't matter, to be honest. I still have to put a box for the lambda sensor, but I don't have any run out, so it's almost completed. So bit of a dilemma. Dilemma is with the air filter. Obviously the air filter cannot be here. I've seen people doing that. Please stop doing this. Just imagine this engine bay is gonna get hot. You got a really hot turbine, hot exhaust, hot engine itself. You know, you really don't want to suck that that much amount of really hot air before you turbo. You know, it is really not good. It's going to raise your temps, your intake temps massively. We've done the tests. You know, it really works. You could put it there, but again, this is something that we advise people not to do it, because again, that seems like a very obvious choice, because you have obviously the air vents and the air seems to go inside the engine bay, but it actually doesn't. I know it sounds silly, but we've done the tests, and it actually doesn't work the way it looks like it should. Now, quick to ask, why there is a dilemma? Because I want to run this engine on the standard ECU initially. This is a 7.1, not 7.5. ECUs that are actually run on the 1.8 20V turbo, they are more modern ECUs, and they run map sensor. These ones, they run on a MAF sensor. They will rely on that sensor massively. MAF sensor is this one here, if you didn't know. So I have to have that sensor before the turbo, but obviously being NA, the engine sucks in, let's call it this way, purely a certain amount of air. Now once it's boosted, let's say at 1 bar, this is additional bar. So the engine is gonna consume twice the amount of air at 1 bar pressure. Again, roughly, we're not going specific here. And so we're gonna maximize the reading on the MAF sensor before we're gonna reach that levels of airflow or air mass going through it, because it calculates the air mass. So what we do, we trick this sensor, and we put the same sensor, because this is like a housing, 3-inch housing, and a sensor is in there. So if you put the same sensor in a 4-inch housing, you have a good percentage of of amplified range. The range of reading of that sensor is going to be bigger. So that's one way to do it. Also, another complication is that the sensor has to be fairly away from the turbo compressor, because with the turbocharger you have these air waves going when you charter with the turbo, just up and down, forth and back, not up and down, sorry, with the air, and it kind of upsets the MAF sensor. So the further away you put it from the turbo, the better it is. For example, when we do the 1.8, the air filter is actually here and the MAF sensor is here, really further away from the turbo, which is very good. Now, can I do it on this? Not really, because the 3-inch, well, it doesn't want to come off. No, I'll leave it there. The 3-inch pipe that we're using for the 1.8, it really isn't big enough for this turbo. This is a giant turbo compared to KO4s, and this is 4-inch inlet. The inlet itself actually smaller, but I kind of want to keep it nice and not restrictive at all. So the dilemma is where we're gonna put these air filters. Now, I say, okay, I'm gonna make an air box, something like this, with a panel filter, and it's gonna have 2 intakes, 3-inch, one from here, and it's gonna go straight from there, obviously, to the outside, and one the opposite direction. 2 3-inch intakes, that'll be plenty for 1 4-inch. But then where I'm gonna place the MAF sensor, because from the turbo I'm gonna have a pipe that goes kind of straight here under the air filter if I'm gonna build it, but that's way too short of a way. That's gonna disturb the sensor massively. It's way too close. So that's not good. The second option was to run a 3-inch pipe, kind of elbow, 90 degree, and then divide it into 3-inch pipes. Now each pipe, it will go through here, as we do on the 1.8, 20 valve, and we put the air filter and the MAF sensor here, as standard, as we do on 1.8. But there's going to be another pipe going from here actually to this side of the car, because it's symmetrical, and put another air filter here with just one MAF sensor, because that MAF sensor is going to fill pretty much half the air going through, because again it's kind of split in two equally, two 3-inch pipes, two exactly the same air filters, roughly gonna suck in, same amount of air through each pipe. So that kind of makes sense. And then we amplifying the readings massively, because then it's not 3-inch, it's actually 6-inch. So whatever this reads, we can half of it. We can divide it in two. So that could be pretty okay. Is it viable then? I mean, stupid questions, You're running into high-sided massive wind, and it's gonna blow more air on that side than on this side. I don't know, stupid arguments. I'm not sure what to do. I need to do something neat, something nice, but also practical, and don't want to, make any adjustments in the future because I don't have a time for it. So yeah, bit of a dilemma. I could just put the air filter, just shove it there for now, but no, I can't do it. I know it's not great, and then I will feel bad about it. It gets way too hard in this engine bay, and to keep these engines, any engine, nice and safe, you have to take care of the temperatures and all the stuff, because they're really actually quite sensitive on it. If you make the engine run nice and cool, breathe in and breathe out clearly and nicely, especially when you put the bigger turbos on any engines, actually they live longer, because less torque, more power, higher RPMs, and less restriction on the exhaust with the turbine, and as less restriction on the in front of the turbo as well, so the engine actually doesn't struggle. Anyways, this is it. It's Sunday, I think it's 7:30 in the afternoon. I don't know for today. I'm gonna stay here for another half an hour trying to work something out with this air filter, but besides that, it's pretty much there. Yeah, we're just waiting for the flange for the throttle body, and reassemble everything slowly. Well, there's plenty of stuff to do. There's a cooling system to do, but I just have to repeat exactly what I did with the VR6, because it works great. It works very good. I don't know if you can see it from those pipes there, and that's it. You say, why haven't you used the nice clamps instead of the silicone here? Good question, because I went lazy, I guess. I'm still in time, to be honest. We'll see. Anyways, Frog is taking shape slowly. It's been only the weekend, but we've done a lot. We got the intercooler. We've got the pipes through the car. Sorry, they're actually mounted. I don't have to remove them anymore. They're there. We got the plenum almost done. We got the exhaust done. And now maybe we figure out how to put the air filter on. So yeah, fairly productive 2 long days. And in meantime, I went to see the dentist as well yesterday. So yeah, not bad. All right, I'll see you soon.